Hello, my friends. Happy Feral Monday. How's everyone? Are we ready? I want to do kind of a peacock look. So I want to stay in these shades and a little bit of this green. But I want to do kind of something graphic. But also I want to use different color bases. So let me go collect my bases. We're going to use this many bases. No, you will probably never need this many bases, no. But listen, it's Feral Monday, and I use things and amounts of things that we would not normally use in our day-to-day makeup routines. But we get a lot of inspiration from here, and we still are able to learn. So we're gonna start lightest to darkest. We're gonna start with this shade. And I'm just gonna kind of go at the same time. And then you'll notice I have an E26. That way I can really get in here and perfect the top part of the shape. And I'm wanting it to go over the fold. That's the fold, see that? I want it to come out of there. This is already so much fun. Time of my life. And no eyeshadow base underneath these. If I want to do eyeshadow base, I'll do clear later up here. But for right now, this type of liquid shadow, like the ones from 𝗕𝗏𝗂𝘀𝗀, are not going to need that base. We're just gonna give this a little wipe on Sheila. Then we're gonna move over to this color. This is the color I used for the Beetlejuice lips that I did yesterday. Vertigo Flowers. That's gonna go here, kind of feather it over into the more turquoise shade, mint shade. Okay, take this, make sure that it lines up here. And we're just gonna keep doing this till we get all the way over here. Well, not that far over, but about right there. And then we're gonna go to black. And while we're doing so many bases, it's going to make the eyeshadows show up differently because a lot of them have a more translucent base. So I thought that'd be really cool. We know that base matters around here. Now I'm gonna relax, make sure it's coming out of the fold. I love makeup. It's my little art project. Ooh, my door's open. He's in there on his calls. Oh gosh, this color is so pretty. Ooh, we should just do a look with this blue. Y'all, I think blue like this is my favorite color to wear on my eyes. This cerulean shade, I love it. So now I'm gonna dip back in. Then I'm gonna grab just a little bit off of here and then just continue my line. Nice. I think I'm gonna bring it up a little bit higher. So I'm grabbing from the wand just because I want it to be extra pigmented here. These colors are kind of, when you have a lighter shade like this, it doesn't need to be quite as precise, but we're starting to get more into the deeper colors, so you're able to see every little mistake. And I want nice saturation here. Now we're getting to this darker shade of blue. This is Sweet Disposition. I woke up today and I said, you know what? I want to be a peacock. And here we are. This way, it actually kind of reminds me of the earth. I feel like if we were to add brown, it would feel very earthy, and I like that too. Once we add all of our peacocky shimmers, I still have green and black that I want to do, so stop it about right there. I'm just letting it run. I would like to watch this. I feel like it's really relaxing. Now we're gonna do this color. Isn't this Crocodile Tears? Or Crocodile Rock? It's a cool shade. Oh yeah. This is so fun. Last but not least, we're going to use the black base to kind of finish out the wing this way. And it was really good that we did lightest to darkest, because as we went darker, it's not going to kind of get on our brush, which, as you can see, if you just wipe it on Sheila, it takes pretty much all of it away. But it'd be a lot harder to start with black and then go to this shade. So let's finish it up. A bit more at the top there. Feather it into the green. But I will say you don't have to feather it perfectly, because once we get shimmers on, it's going to be a whole different story. Shimmers hide a lot. I love it like this. It reminds me of a circus tent. Now I am going to give you a nice little tip. If you ever want to do, obviously not something like this, that's okay. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But what I will say is that if you ever want to do even just a bronze, just very classic kind of graphic eye like this, what I would do is I would take my Stellar Water. This one's my favorite, the green one from 𝗕𝗲𝘂𝘀𝗵𝗲𝘀. And I would take a C30. And just to keep things super crispity crisp, remember, I mentioned not having base up here, and this is why. Because we can come back in and perfect at this stage. We're not locked into nothing. And we can definitely do this. Now, I might not worry too much over here right now, but we could even correct it before. I was saying before and after shimmer. So we can do a little, we're doing the correction before, see? And that's completely normal. And you can really get more precise this way. I feel like when I first started and I wanted precision, and this goes for any color, any level you're at, I thought the only way to get precision was to do it right on the very first try. Y'all, I've been doing this, I don't even know how long I've been doing makeup now. Way over a decade. Rose is aging and it's okay. But I still don't always get it right on the first try or the second try or the third try. So over these years, I've learned that it's really and truly more important to know how to fix a mistake than it is to get it right the first time. Same goes for life, I'd say. All right, I got excited, but I forgot I wanted to do one little thing. So no big deal, because remember, and I'm gonna show you what I did, but let's clean that up because I want to put base there. And I got too excited. I got a hair. All right, let's grab a milk eyeshadow base. And then we're gonna put that on. Don't put it on top of your liquid shadow. You don't want that. This liquid shadow, the one that we did there. Okay. I'm looking for a C30. Where's my dual ended? I mean a C31. Smooth that out. Always smooth out your bases. That's so important. Same thing on this side. All right, we're almost to the good part. Okay, now I'm gonna grab an E28. And the reason I wanna use an E28 is because I want a softer application. So I grabbed this shade, okay? I grabbed quite a bit of it. And I'm just going to, ooh, see, things happen. That picked up from, I need to dust this off, but that's no big deal. It is when you lose your brush. There, is that the right one? Yes. Let's still get the micellar water on it. We're good to go. And we can come back and get that later. But isn't this color stunning? And then I want to continue to feather it up this way onto my bare skin. Pretty. I have absolutely just fallen in love with this palette. It's fantastic. Okay, so now, where are we going? Where are we heading? Let's whisper this one on. Oh yeah, that's the ticket. And I'm gonna start a little, I know that these sometimes have a little bit more of a base. Let me see if I can show it to you. See how that has more of a base than, say, the one that we just used? See how that one doesn't have a base? So you're gonna see me tap in more just because I'm going so lightly when I'm tapping into that shade, the one that does have the base, because I wanna feather it up this way. Too much of it might be too wild. Although I'm going for wild, but it's about slow build. Y'all know that we love a slow build around here, no matter what it is. Foundation, eyeshadow, concealer, any of it. Now we're gonna wipe our brush off. I'm using the E28, just letting you know. Then we're gonna go into this shade. And then that one's gonna go here. Focus most of it there and then feather it up. This is gonna be so cool. And if you're seeing creasing, I'm gonna tell you how we could have avoided that, but it doesn't matter for what we're doing, but I'll kind of show you what I would have done. So like I said, the shimmer is gonna hide filling gaps. It does so much, but if I wanted to wear this matte, what I would have done is I would have taken a C31, and the moment that I had applied the liquid eyeshadow, I would have used my E26 to even it out, right, to get the shape, but then I would have used a dense brush like this and I would have pressed it to make it super, super thin across the lid. There would have been absolutely no creasing. But again, I'm just going for a completely different technique right now. I also feel like this eye look is going to help us understand the formulas. So you'll see the ones that I have let kind of go up towards my brow bone, they don't have a very dark base. Well, this next one does, okay? This one's more of a classic satin eyeshadow. So we're gonna place that one here, but for this shadow, it's gonna have too much of a base to feather it up this way, but that's okay because I wanted to put something different across my brow bone. But you can see how pigmented this shade is. Look at this. Look how beautiful that is. You can see there's much more of a base there. That one would not feather. Huh, pun intended. I actually want to take a little bit of this shade and I want to put that just here. And I'm putting that just on my lid. Now I'm gonna grab, remember how we have a little bit of the green there? I'm gonna grab this green again. Okay, but I switched to a smaller brush because I want a tiny little whisper of it right there. Get in there. Just a wispy wisp. Okay, and then we're back to this one. And then we're gonna grab this shade. And we're gonna do the purple, but it's gonna get scary, okay? Ooh, we're so scary. Now what we're doing here is we're really packing it into the black and making sure it's really, really saturated. I'm gonna feather the purple over that a little bit. Oh, that's really pretty. Okay, now all we gotta do is grab this brush again, the C30, which is $10 by the way right now. Okay, and then we just start to carve it again. It's not scary at all. Now we're gonna go into this shade. Here, this one's more of a blue gold flip. Hey honey, could you shut my door?
Love.
I know you're about, you would love to. I love him. We have fun. But I was using this shade and then we're gonna kind of pull this. I'm actually switched to the E29 because I want, oh look how cool that looks. I want the smallest, softest application possible. So when you want the smallest, softest application, you're gonna want a fluffier brush. Look how pretty that is. It's gonna tie in because it's got that blue flip to it. Oh. Delightful. All right, let's get these lovely lashes warmed up. These are the Style Game Changer. Definitely need a lash applicator with these. I feel like you could get a lash applicator on Amazon. Get it in there. And I also didn't want to do liner today. I thought it was really pretty without it. Okay, it's acquainted. And then give it a nice little wiggle in there, and then kind of clamp it with your natural lash. Oh, that looks so good. I did something the other day where I used lashes with lash glue. Oh, I did think I did Lily lashes. Oh yeah, I'll post it here. I did like a 2016 look, but with this palette, the palette we're using today. And I remember I used Miami lashes and I used lash glue, and I love the lashes, but man, lash glue, I don't miss it. I do not miss lash glue one bit. This is such a fun eye look. And then we'll put some underneath here too. I don't know what shades, maybe the blue. I feel like I want to do blue underneath there. I really feel like the Peacocks would take me in as their own right now. I do. All right, so let's do, I'm trying to decide what color I want to do on my waterline. I think I want to do half green, half navy. So we're gonna grab these by Stila. No matter the liner, I always just do a couple swipes back and forth on my wrist so it warms it up really nicely. Oh, that's pretty. Ooh, you know, I'm so glad Stila updated the formula. Not that I didn't love it before. I'm gonna go ahead and put it under here too, but I really do see a difference. When you have a formula that it takes less passes to go on, it's gonna wear better. Really does make a difference. And then for the other half of my eye, I want to use this shade. This one is Cypress. Again, just a couple swipes. It's not wasteful. It's just more important to warm it up a little bit. It really helps any eyeliner go on better. Oh yeah, that's good. Look how pretty that color is. That's gorgeous. Kind of has that black base, but it's still green. Stunning. I love it. All right. Thank you, Brooke, for reminding me to use this. I've been meaning to. Sorry for taking so long. Now, this is a cream to powder foundation. I'm gonna put a little bit of the details up there. I've loved this foundation for years. This is the only MAC foundation that has a perfect shade for me. And the wear, I've done wear tests. You could search it on TikTok. I just absolutely love this foundation. It is wonderful. Now, one of the reasons I don't reach for it a lot is I don't do a whole lot of full coverage right now. So that is just seasonal, okay? Now that we're getting into the cooler months, give me the full coverage. But you can definitely take this one down to medium. Is this light coverage? Absolutely not. But this is, they call it a tri-blend, okay? So this has the emollients, water, and powder all in one. So when you have that water, when you hear that, that's where we're gonna scale back the skincare, okay? We're just gonna do half of everything we normally do except for sunblock. So it's really important that we don't have too much moisture on the face. And the reason why is because when this initially goes on, it's gonna have a very watery slip. So if there's already watery slip on your face, it's not going to wear the way that it's intended, because this does have an incredible wear time. But there should be more about prepping and how to use things. I love how companies, they just kind of go, they put all of these words and then they expect us to completely understand everything that's going on and to know how to apply it. Brands, we need more education. We as in me still. Help me out. All right. So the way that I like to get it out of here is I like to scrape it out, okay? Now that is going to be quite a bit. And look how little I scraped out. You can see where my little scrapies did that there. Okay. And let's just start here. Oh, the match is so good. This match is so good. But let me tell you, if I try to go to NW20 and anything else in MAC, MAC humbles me real quick. Because I know that I would love the formulas. But listen, orange or yellow on me. In fact, it's one of the reasons that I never wore foundation, because MAC scared me. All right, so I just picked up a little bit more. And I like to use a spatula just because it's easy and you can wipe it off and then dip back in. All right, let's go. C42. If we need to add more, we can, but I just kind of want to show you the initial and how little we used and the coverage we can get. Now, this one again is a cream to powder, so it's going to have a little bit of a set to it. So we need to work not in a hurry, but a little more quickly. But also, I would really recommend this one more for, it says all skin types, but I feel like dry skin, because this will dry down, this one might not work as well for dry skin. So if you're wanting a cream foundation, I'm gonna tell you Cover FX. I still think that I reach for my Cover FX one more than this one, but I do love this one. I don't have any dry patches, so this is going to be perfect. Now, I have my spatula cleaned. I'm going to add just a little bit more coverage, maybe over here. Okay, nice and even. Put a little there. And I can already see it starting to set. That's not a bad thing. We like that. But again, if you have dry skin at all, this is not a formula I'm going to recommend for you. I'm very balanced right now, but come maybe, what month does it? Because it's always really humid here. But say if I go up north in the winter, oh my God, I'm a crudustal. You'll know exactly what a crudustal is. I will not elaborate. Now I'll let you watch this side blend out. I don't even know how to use my own brush, apparently. There we go. Ooh, it's melty, melty. And you could build it up more. I feel like this is a foundation that does not mind being built up. But I will say the 𝗕𝗲𝘂𝗂𝘁𝗄 one is more full coverage to me. You'll see that. I have to post that tonight. I'm excited to post it. 25 years of 𝗕𝗲𝘂𝗂𝘂𝗁. Mind-blowing. I know I was using it in like 2014. Time is flying. All right, let's do some concealer. But I will say that this isn't dried down yet either. I'm trying to think, you know, even though it's a cream to powder, if your combination are oily, please put on some powder. I would still set this. I would absolutely, you might not need as much powder as your regular foundations or something that you normally use, but definitely still set this. But I would say if you have balanced skin, like kind of what I have right now, I would only set the center. I wouldn't even worry about setting the perimeter of my face. I would only set, because I'm going to put concealer on, and I would only set the perimeter. But if you're dry and you want a foundation in a compact, you're going to want the 𝗕𝗲𝘂𝗂𝘂𝗁 one. Also, this is kind of something fun to talk about. I have a lot of redness in my chest because my whole life I've just kind of, I'm always on the brink of hives on my chest. Even because sitting here talking, I just get very, I don't want to say nervous, but I don't know. It's hard to explain. But if you've ever seen this kind of look off, I don't find that every day I want to take time to cover this because I film so much and I feel like we're connected here. You get it. But say I was going out somewhere or I was going to go to an event, I normally do bring foundation down here, especially because if I'm going to an event, I'm in hives. I don't know. We're working through it. Do not judge me. It's one of the reasons I think I like just sitting in my room and chatting to y'all like this. But that being said, once I get bronzer and blush on, it's going to be less noticeable. But if I was going anywhere with people, I would definitely bring my foundation down here. And then I would, even if I don't spray my face with a sealant like One Size or the new L'Oreal spray, even if I don't spray my face, I would definitely spray my chest because I don't want that on my clothes. So that's a really, really good life hack because I like everything to flow very nicely unless I'm here with my friends and y'all understand that I'm a nervous girl. But that's a really good, not hack, but it's a really good tip. And I will do that for you one day. And that's something I would use. If I have to, if you find yourself having to bring foundation down here, highly recommend using a sealant so we don't get it on our clothes. I'm gonna keep with the coverage and I'm gonna use my 𝗔𝗰𝗰𝗀𝗀 concealer. I love this concealer so much, but you have to want a lot of coverage for this concealer. You have to be ready for what it can do. You have to be in that state of mind. And also, you know what? Whenever we go more full coverage, it's gonna take more time. It takes more effort. Full coverage takes a lot more blending because it's kind of creating and keeping flow. Except for down here. Oh, Lord, help me. One day I'm going to put up a sign that says, kindly do not ring the doorbell. Today's not the day. Douglas, you little heathen child. All right, we got our C32. Just a few of these left, y'all. I'm going to take this time to thank you so much for the love. We do makeup brushes, and makeup brushes are very personal. And y'all seem to love them and warms my heart because makeup brushes are something that I my entire life have been very passionate about. I remember I would buy a makeup brush before I'd even buy an eyeshadow because I knew that if I bought a makeup brush, it could help what I already have. So there are things that I could have done, but I knew that my passion was brushes. So thank you. thank you for trusting me. And thank you for loving them as much as I do. Now, this color eyeshadow, there's going to start to be a yellow hue to it. The greens and the blues, they're going to kind of pull this very yellow, a little bit green. So we're going to have a little fun because I don't really want a yellow under eye. And I actually filmed this and I'm going to post it soon, but my story fam gets to see a lot. So have y'all seen this? The YSL Lavendery Pinky Blush. This is a very interesting shade, but the way that I'm going to use it is not as a blush. So in color theory, I'm going to put some here on the back of my hand. That's all we're going to need for what we're about to do. Yellow can be canceled with lavender or purple, depending on the depth of the yellow. So we're going to use this to make sure that we kind of get away from too yellow. And it can also kind of brighten this up a little bit too. If you've ever wondered what sallow skin, have you heard that expression, that term, sallow skin? What that refers to a lot of the time is yellow in the skin. And sometimes yellow can look a little dull on the skin. So we're going to take half of this mixture and we're just going to mix this into that concealer. Now that concealer wouldn't look at that difference already. Once y'all learn color theory, y'all ain't gonna need me no more. Please don't leave me. I love y'all so much. I'd be so bored. I'd just literally be talking to myself in the mirror. I can't have that. Isn't that amazing? And it's just so amazing. I just love it so much, but I don't want you to feel like you need to go get that. I was sent that. You can use an LA Girl corrector. You can use any kind of lavender light shade. You don't need that. But I have done this a couple times, and the way that it pairs with the formula is beautiful, but I'm not telling you to go get that. I'm showing you what can be done. Okay, C32, and we're just gonna melt this in. But we did just learn something, and I'm kind of gonna go film just a quick video of it really quickly. I'll be right back. I already filmed it more in depth, but I just want to do a quick little visual because that was a pretty intense visual because of the eyeshadow. So I'll be right back. Makeup is fun. Okay, I'm already back. Let me fix this side. Isn't makeup so much fun? I still don't want you to feel like you need to go get that one, but this is kind of where, because that won't work on me as a blush. It just won't. But it's kind of like, it was sent to me. I knew it was purple and I don't want to waste it. And you know what? I don't really have a lavender corrector right now, especially not one with that white of a base, which is going to be really nice going into the winter months for me. So again, I'm not trying to convince you that you need that one because it's such a spicy price, but now you know what color to look for if you're having a certain problem. You know what's really pretty together? Pink and green. So I'm going to do my ultra pink powder. Now it's just going to be a wispity wisp, but this one is definitely my most pigmented. Here we go. This one's my most pigmented pink powder that I have in my entire collection. So this one's definitely going to be more pink under the eye. It absolutely is. Well, mine's not because I don't have a spatula to scoop it out. Got to scoop this out here. I wasn't prepared. All right, here we go. We got it on our puff, nice and even. And then we're just going to set. And it doesn't really go right into, now I'm more tan than what I normally am. So on me, it's gonna be a little bit more brightening, but if you have a little bit more fair skin tone than I do and you apply this on very wet concealer, it could show up a little extra pink. So that's a good tip. Oh, and this is how I get this one out. I just take my spatula, and this one, I got this from Amazon. You can still get these on Amazon. Just search makeup spatula on Amazon, and then you just scoop it out, see? And then I just put it to the side. And you know what? I don't like a whole lot out all at once anyway, so that's perfect. But in case you're wondering what I was doing. And while I have you here, if you do have a lighter skin tone, but you still want to brighten with a pink powder, like I said, applying this on the wet foundation like I just did, or wet concealer, it's going to pull the most pigment from it, just like a wet eyeshadow base. Think of it that way. But if you still want to do a pink powder, but you kind of want to slow it down a little bit, you need to calm down pink powder. You're going to take a setting powder closer to your skin tone. Okay, we don't want to go too light because then that could turn it gray. Take one really close to your skin tone. I love Mario's because he did kind of skin tone-esque shades. Now I've been yapping, so I got to tap this out. tap my concealer out where I have all these creases or potential creases. Okay. Then we're going to lightly set with the shade close to our skin tone. Okay. Whatever your skin tone is, get your powder, do a light set. We're just taking down the wet. Then, since we're very lightly set, we can grab our pink powder. And you could even use a pressed powder, something that's close to your skin tone. Use whatever you got, just make sure it's close to your skin tone. I know I'm repetitive, but I'm repetitive to be helpful. Now we're back into the pink powder, and we're gonna get more of a brightening effect from it instead of kind of intense pigment. Just always remember that. If you don't want intense pigment, don't apply things on very wet bases. Even your concealer can be a wet base, or your foundation. Alrighty. Now we're good to go. And if you have fair skin tone and you're finding that your pink powders are doing that, that's the best way to fix it. All right, remember, I'm not going to set the perimeter, just the center of my under eye. Also, remember to put the lids back on your powder. Most of y'all probably already do that. Y'all need to remind me of these things. Wait, we should do a drape. We should just do a little bit of a drape there. That'd be so pretty. But we should do a coral drape because I love coral and blue together. Let's do it. I need a corally orangey peachy blush. Stat. It's perfect. Look how pretty that is. It's got a little bit of a gold hint to it. Let me swatch it for you. I gotta whisper at this point. Cat hair on my hand. Get that to focus. There you go. You can really see that gold. Oh, that's delightful. Get that on my face. Okay, C41. Let's go in. Let's make sure it's nice and even on the brush. Okay, we're gonna pick up a lot. Maybe not that much. Let's even that on the back of my hand. Just kind of push it in there. And then I think we'll just stamp it here. Oh yeah, that's the ticket. That's what I had in mind. Oh, that's pretty. And then we'll take some down here. I'm a butterfly. Now let's do just a little bit of bronzer. So I'm leaving for New York early in the morning tomorrow, and I'm hoping that I can get on and maybe unpack with y'all. Wouldn't that be fun to kind of do an unpack video once I get there? But this was already packed. That's where I'm getting at. Also, just so y'all know where I'm at tomorrow. But normally when I fly, I hate flying. Okay, despise it. Working through that too. But normally y'all really chat with me in my DMs, and it helps me so much. I love y'all so much. But that's where I'll be tomorrow. But then when I get there, I thought maybe we could just do a quick unpack. I'm gonna take this palette with me. I'm excited. And this is my YSL bronzer. I love the bronzer with it. Let's grab this color again. Which one was this one? Is this Blue Monday? Let's put that one underneath here. I get so much inspiration from butterflies. I love nature. I love animals. Speaking of animals, where's that snoring cat of mine? Play with his granny. He's a big granny lover. I try to tell him not, but he just loves his granny. Okay, I'm just softening the edges. And then we gotta decide what color we want to put on top of that. Let's do this color again. I like this one. And we'll switch to an E27. And we'll just put this right on top. He's on his calls. Yeah, we'll be in New York for a while. I have some really important meetings. Listen, my chest is flared up. Really important meetings. I mean, all good stuff, but like, I don't know. It's so wild. Think of me. Now let's grab this color. Let me wipe my brush off. Okay, remember this one? Grab it on the side of the brush. Put that in the center. Beautiful. Switch sides, that way it fits here perfectly. And then I'm just gonna connect that. Perfect. Is it too much? Yes? Then it's perfect. It's Feral Monday. All right, let's do our Fenty Beauty lip liner. This is browned out. Oh yeah. I need to sharpen this. Oh, my sharpener's right here. Listen, y'all, not all sharpeners are created equal. I promise you they're not. So if you have a sharpener and you hate it, just get yourself a NARS one. I think we should do a little bit of a stain underneath. I really think that these are way too slept on. These are the Kiko Milano lip stains, and they are amazing. They absolutely last, and they have some really pretty colors. I love them. All right, go ahead and fill all that in. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's kind of the same theory as our eyeshadow. Remember how we had creases? It's not going to matter as much because why? Shimmer. Now we're going to put this on top. And even though this is still very pigmented, it's still not, here, I'm going to put it here. You can still see that you're seeing a little bit of skin through it. So it's not like a full-on lipstick. So that's why we put that underneath there. Okay, here we go. See how you can see the stain? Delightful. Absolutely delightful. Perfect for Feral Monday. Okay, there might be a reason why we might want that blush, because this is micellar water on here. And it is coming off, but y'all, obviously the liner, but that blush isn't coming off. Okay, so why is that a good thing? I'll be able to get it off with Sheila and micellar water, but that's just my finger going back and forth, and that's pretty wild. So the way that could set our under eye and our concealer, and then we wouldn't have to use as much powder, and the way that could lock in concealer, that's pretty awesome. It's not something that's needed. I'm still not telling you to go buy it, but that's something I noticed, and that's pretty amazing. Now I want to put more on the back of my hand and look at it again. We must look at this. We must further investigate. I did not expect that from this blush. Wow. All right, we're still waiting for it to dry. It's not dry yet. But in the meantime, I'm a butterfly. All right, we're nice and dry. I ain't going nowhere. Look, it's not even blending anymore once it dries. It's also something to note. Obviously, we know that micellar water and scrubbing took a second to get it off. This is really good. So again, we're not needing it, but I want to use what I already have, and I love that it has this type of finish to it and this type of wear and this type of lock-in. So I'm excited. Now, one more thing before we go, because like I said, I head out tomorrow. I'm going to try to do a story tomorrow night. We'll just unpack, make it easy. But it's also helpful because, I mean, some of y'all travel. But before I go, I want to show you, let me get this off my hand. Pick this up. Let's talk about the Givenchy little setup at Sephora. And I thought, have they always had this? This is a blue corrector. You're wondering, Rose, what are we doing with a blue corrector that has that white of a base? Oh my God, that's so pretty. Okay, listen, I'm coming out of summer. Every foundation I have right now is about to be too dark and going over into orange. This is gonna save everything. Watch this. That's gonna be too orange and too dark. This is gonna help me save so much. And the reason that we're gonna use one that's lighter like this is because I'm gonna need to lighten that foundation too. Okay? I'm gonna need to lighten it. Let me explain that. Perfect. We've saved so many. Now hang on. Now, if you want to get rid of orange, but you don't want to lighten, then you don't want a milky blue. But I am going to go film with this because that's going to be a game changer. You're going to look for a corrector like this. Okay, 𝗕𝗏 makes one. Tarte makes one. Let's see if they're similar. They're both gels. And I feel like the Tarte one's going to be more pigmented. Okay, Tarte. That's good. And then this one isn't quite as pigmented. This is the 𝗕𝗏 one. But that's good. Oh. Okay, Tarte, what y'all doing? Why is that not viral? I've assumed something blue and pigmented like that, everybody be doing a video. Okay, let me talk about real quickly why that would make a difference. I get excited. I love makeup so much. So if you want to get rid of orange without lightening it or darkening it, but you know what? I think that this one might darken it because that's a pretty intense pigment. Let's see. But what I would say is this one's going to lighten, which is what I'm going to need for the winter. But if you have something that's just orange, you're going to want something like the Tarte or the 𝗕𝗏. But let's see what the Tarte does. I'm going to put some down here. You'll see. Okay, let's see if that'll darken it. That might have been too much, you know, because it's really pigmented. Let me just get a little bit of that off. Okay, let's put that here. Here, I'm going to need more foundation. Okay, that's exactly what I thought. This Tarte one is wildly pigmented, but that's good if you have a little bit more of a deeper skin tone than me, because this would be too white of a base, but this has got really nice pigment. So let me put a little bit more of the foundation there in the center. Here, let me stop this. Now, there we go. That's how pigmented that is. Do you see how it's getting rid of it? But it still has its depth. That's pretty wild. That's one of the most pigmented correctors. I would honestly say that I don't think I could use that one because it's so pigmented, but that doesn't make it a bad product. That makes it not for me, but I also like that because sometimes deeper skin tones, they need more depth, even when it comes to correctors. I went ahead and just added a little bit more of the foundation. You can see that original color of the foundation. This one, and this one's lighter where the 𝗕𝗏𝗂𝘁𝗲 is, and then this one just kind of shifted the color. It corrected that orange in there. And there's still, to me, for where I need to be, that's gonna make it even a little bit more olive because this is so pigmented that it is just doing stuff. Not bad, just not for my skin tone, but also I'm happy that we found this. But say I just wanted to shift this a little bit, I would grab the 𝗕𝗏. I've used the 𝗕𝗏. I hadn't used the Tarte one. So we would take that, and you can see how little I use compared to the foundation. And then we're gonna take that over there. And that's not going to lighten it, it's just going to start to shift the color and take down the orange. Because that's what blue does essentially. Blue is going to cancel orange. And now that would match me so much better. But it's not light because it didn't have the white base. All right, friends, I hope you learned something. If you ever just feel overwhelmed, sometimes go look at the most basic color wheel. I'm talking just the most, let me go grab my color wheel. It's me inside of a color wheel. But if you'll just look down here at blue, see that? It's over here across from this yellowy orange, right? Fun, right? Not scary? No, just look at it for a second. And then just remember our main colors that we use all the time in color correcting. Think about orange, this color orange over here for the blue around our eyes. Think about one of our most basic ones. Green across from red. And then now we have this darker blue across from the orangey yellows. And then even what we talked about today, this purple, remember? The lavender across from yellow. So I know that I can yap a million times, but staring at this at one time was still very overwhelming. But the more we learn about this, we can fix anything. And then before I go, okay, this is where we are. Remember, we mixed that 𝗕𝗏, and then here, I want you to remember, here, let me wipe half of it off so you can see where we were. It's actually wild. That actually is quite perfect for me. Oof, love it. But we're about to start kneading. We're gonna need some white base in there. Look at this. That's the same foundation. Makeup is fun. All right, my friends, I love y'all so much. Give me a second to get to New York tomorrow and get settled in. We'll just do a quick unpacking. I think that'll be really fun. Had a lot of fun today. Wish me luck, because it's a really important meeting, like I mentioned. And just think of me, it's gonna be on Wednesday. So let's hope that everything goes well. Again, nothing bad can come of it. That's not what it is. But it's just something that I've wanted to do. It's something I've thought about doing, and it would just be, it'd be amazing. And it would really kind of, I guess, I don't know how to say it. It's just like, okay, yeah, you did this. You did it. you kind of know what you're talking about. And like I always say, every day I'm still learning. Every day. It's fun. I love y'all so much, and I'll tell y'all when I'm getting on the plane so y'all can talk to me and get me through it. Y'all really do help. I love you. I'm going to be posting an ad tonight for Cover FX, but it's in celebration of their 25th anniversary, so it's really, really fun. And then I try on all of the foundations, and you pick your favorite. So it's going to be a really, really fun post. All right, I love y'all so much, and I'll see you in the comments tonight.